To be clear about what Chicago is, it always will be a sanctuary city. The city continues will provide services, and your ability to access those services will always be there. They will not waver or change because of administration. They may change, but our values do not. This is a city of inclusion.
That's Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel joining mayors of at least 7 major American cities saying that they will keep their word to shelter illegal immigrants from federal authorities and keep the sanctuary cities in place. This comes as President-elect Trump threatens to block government funding for those so-called sanctuary cities. 2 years ago, Sergeant Brandon Mendoza was killed by a drunk driver who was in this country illegally and had a criminal past. His mother, Marianne Mendoza, is joining us now. Welcome. It's so nice to have you. Before I begin, my heart goes out to you and your family for the loss of your brave son, who was a fine officer in Arizona there. And I want to ask you about your thoughts as you listen to these mayors, one by one, saying that they're not going to cooperate with the federal government if it moves forward to try to deport illegal immigrants from sanctuary cities. What's your reaction?
My reaction is there is no place in America for sanctuary cities, especially those receiving federal funds, aka taxpayer dollars. When city and state officials start taking federal immigration laws into their own hands, with little or no regard to the danger they're placing Americans in, people need to start paying attention who their elected officials are and get them out of there. Every one of us work very hard in paying to our federal taxes. And to have city and state officials like this start misusing our funds and protecting illegal criminals who are killing and committing crimes against American people, that is not how I want my tax dollars spent. That is not what I intended them to be spent for. And Americans need to start realizing our politicians need to start getting a backbone, and they need to start standing up for Americans and stop protecting illegal criminals who are here in our country.
There are those who would suggest that the concern from a lot of these folks who do support sanctuary cities and not cooperating with any type of enforcement at this point is the fact that it's going to be difficult to separate out some of those with a criminal past from those who are there simply trying to be good people working under the radar.
Unfortunately, this isn't yours or my problem that these people are here illegally and afraid that they're going to get caught in a country illegally. Every country in this world has immigration laws, and it's sad that it's come to the point where our law enforcement officers have to be afraid to ask if this person is a legal U.S. citizen when they stop them for anything. Any other country in this world asks people where they're from if they appear to be foreigners, and we are not treated very nicely when we go to another country and try and, live there illegally, break crime, break the law, and try and accept freebies that the government provides. That would never happen to an American in any other country. And so I don't understand the need for people who think that we have to protect these people, provide for them, allow them to commit crimes. And it's not only Americans who are killed. There are hundreds of thousands of victims in the United States who are raped, who have had identity theft, who are permanently damaged from auto accidents, who never get the attention of our federal government. We are thrown to the way, and illegal criminals are given much more attention and much more care, and all of the things that American citizens who are affected by illegal crime should be getting.
In your particular situation, your son was killed by an illegal alien who had a criminal past that was decades old from Colorado.
Yes, and it was burglary, it was theft, it was assaulting a police officer, it was the intent to commit fraud. And, he was let go to appear back in court, never showed up, which is the case 80% of the time, 90% of the time probably in the United States. They don't show up for their court dates, and they're on the run. And they wonder why Americans have this attitude about illegal criminals, because they don't show up and face the crimes that they've committed. And a lot of the times these illegal criminals are given lesser sentences than you or I would as American citizens, and they spend less time in jail. They get out when they've, served 50% of their time. Americans normally have to serve 85% to 100% of their time. People need to start looking into how our governments, our state, city governments, our federal government has allowed these criminals to really run rampant, and they know that this is a place they can come and commit crimes and not be punished.
Marianne Mendoza, really great to have you on the program today. Again, my heart goes out to you and your family over what obviously is a situation I can't even begin to imagine. And I know this issue is very important to you, and you've become very politically active as a result of it. All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.